WWE Survivor Series WarGames from Vancouver, British Columbia happened this past Saturday. So let's go ahead and just talk about it. Lots of action took place over the weekend in Vancouver, and I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about this and go over some of my general thoughts on the matches. And if you're listening to this via the wndrsoul podcast, thank you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. I just want to say I appreciate that. I thought it'd be fun to just kind of put this out there on both audio and video. So if you're checking out one or the other, go ahead and check out the opposite one if you want for more content, if you enjoyed this. Discussion about the Survivor Series WarGames. Man, what a good time I had. I will say that to start off. Overall, my thoughts, without getting into too many details right out the gate, I really enjoyed this PLE. This is the last PLE that we will get in 2024. I literally watched, I think, every single one of them, at least starting with Royal Rumble in 2024 here this year. There was one before that. I'm not really sure. So I've been able to watch every single one this year, and this was pretty good. This was fun. It was kind of interesting not seeing Cody Rhodes or some of the other familiar faces that we've gotten so accustomed to seeing at these big events. But let's just go ahead and get through the match cards, talk about what we were in for as far as the WarGames go. And we're going to start off with this one right here, as you see up on the screen. It is Naomi, Bayley, Bianca, Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, and Tiffany Stratton WarGames. Which, yeah, wow, that was kind of fun. Let's go into what was what was that? This is LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. Shinsuke coming out with a new vibe, a new energy. And obviously we got LA Knight, crowd favorite. What else did we have? After that, we had this triple threat, which was Bron Breakker versus Ludwig, Kaiser, and Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship. And that was a banger, no pun intended. Going into the next one, we had for the World Heavyweight Championship, we had Damian Priest versus Gunther, which was also a pretty good one, a good match. Gunther's matches are always so physical and just ruthless, man. So that was a good one. What else? And to cap it off, I'm pretty sure was the Bloodline WarGames, which was Roman Reigns, surprise guest CM Punk, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn versus Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tanga Loa, and Bronson Reed. This was just like the main event. OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline, and we'll get into all of that. So that was the match card for the Survivor Series this year. And let's go ahead and start in order. We have, boom, here we go. The Women's WarGames. Gotta say, I had a lot of fun with this one. It started off a little slow. I think WarGames, this is my first WarGames. I need to put that out there as well, that I watched. I know about 2023. I watched some clips. I've seen a few of those matches, CM Punk returning, Randy Orton returning. That was a pretty wild WarGames. And I might go back and watch the whole thing from start to finish. But for me, this was my first WarGames experience. So getting used to the format, getting used to the pacing of this kind of event, I was a novice. But this women's WarGames just seemed like it was supposed to be fun. You got some big names in there, the Rhea Ripley's, Bianca Belairs, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, and all that. And then you kind of, up and coming, like with Tiffany Stratton, which I love her. But then there's also the Candice LeRae's and Raquel Rodriguez, which I don't think have found that kind of footing. And maybe they were hoping this would kind of do something with that. But I think they kind of get outshined in this match. Dude, I gotta say, look, Rhea Ripley had one of the most dope looks. It was so cool. She had that protector mask with the horns and everything from where Liv and them jumped her and broke one of her bones, like I think right here by her eye or something like that. But man, dude, yeah, she looked like a badass. But overall, man, I think it was a really fun match. I'm glad that Rhea and them took the win. Rhea got some revenge. Io Sky, dude, is so damn good. So damn good. Trying to go through what I thought of each of them. I was really hoping Tiffany would have cashed in, man. I'm so tired of getting blue balled by that every event. I need to go back and see how many times that's happened, but I think for every PLE or anything featured with Tiffany as of from Money in the Bank, she's, tempted to cash in that briefcase. So we'll see what they're waiting for. What's the right timing? I trust their flow for this kind of thing. But it would have been interesting. She had a good opportunity. She had Liv and Nia laid out at one time, and she had the opportunity to cash in and get one of those titles. Which, what would that look like? I mean, it's just funny how they gave Bron Breakker such a head start with everything, and then everyone else that came in with him or started around the same time really haven't done that to that speed. I mean, we've seen Carmelo Hayes, we've seen Tiffany, she won Money in the Bank, and there's a couple others, but overall I thought it was a fun match, man. There was a lot of cool moments in there. I feel like I said, like, Nia, she's good. She's more confident lately. It feels like she's having fun with it. There was like a moment she said she was about to hit somebody with the chair, and she either said "no, bitch," or she said "yo, bitch." Me and my girlfriend were watching that, and it was pretty funny. We were like, "Yo, did she just?" So she was fun to watch. Naomi, it's nice. It was her birthday. It was cool to see her, and she was having some cool moments, and she was fun to watch. Let's see who else we got. Bayley. I haven't really been super hyped on Bayley here since lately. Actually, since she lost her title, I think. She was one of the first ones in. No, she was the first one in, and she honestly, you could tell she got worn out. Like, you're gonna be tired if you're the first person to go in. So, but yeah, I mean, she did good for the most part, but I wasn't like super impressed or anything. I think Bianca did her thing. She comes in there. She's got such an energy of force, man. Like, she's such a dominant physical, competitor. And so it's really fun to see her with all these other big names. But and like I said, unfortunately, Raquel and Candice just, I don't know. I think Candice is being kind of forced and shoved into this situation. Like, what do we do with Candice LeRae? Because her former friend, well, not friend, I'm sure they're so cool and stuff, but like her partner, Hartwell, she got let go, so she's not even in the WWE anymore. So, but I don't think that they brought down the energy. I didn't think they brought anything to it though, but just glad for the outcome. It was pretty brutal. WarGames seems like it was full of some fun. It started off a little slow, and then we got, once everybody started getting in there, it became chaos, man. It's kind of hard to keep track of, honestly, sometimes. But yeah, so dude, like I said, Rhea Ripley's fit was crazy good. Let's go to the US Championship with LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke's come back, and he's had a different vibe to him, different aura, really cool, very supernatural, demon-esque, like it coming in with like the paint and everything, and just having this whole like vibe, and where he just seems like a Grim Reaper, some kind of ghost or something. I don't know. It's like the whole White Six energy seems to be kind of going through the WWE again, and you're getting some of these cool, spooky, like yeah, I really like it, actually. And I actually like that that he won, honestly, because LA Knight's I like LA Knight. I think he's fun. But I think ever since he won, they didn't know what to do with that personality, with that character. And you would think that they would have some kind of idea. Or maybe they were like, hey, we're going to do this, and it's going to make a lot of people happy when he wins his championship finally. And then we'll we'll make it up as we go. And I don't know, in my opinion, that they had anything that was worth talking about. He defended his title more than Logan Paul did, but at the same time, he also he didn't really have any good story going on. He's just kind of walking around, just like, look, I'm the champ, and sometimes that's all you got to do. But it's going to be interesting to see what he does now, because he's always seemed, well, now he seems like he's a more interesting character when he's chasing. And you don't want that. Obviously this guy's working hard. You want him to have his moments and his, accolades and stuff. So you don't want him to always be chasing and losing. But I don't know. I think maybe that's one of those things they'll revisit, or maybe he'll go in a different direction. Plus they, would have been super wasted if they did all this hype for Shinsuke over the last couple of weeks since he returned and he was all intimidating and spooky. And then you just kind of have him come out here and lose. It just kind of undercuts any of the hype that you're building. So it doesn't seem like the wrong choice. But that's all I really got to say about that fight. Kind of was like more focused on some of these other ones. Plus, to be honest, we had the Alabama versus Auburn Iron Bowl. So that's always a thing. There was a lot of football this week, Thanksgiving, everything. So I was kind of bouncing back and forth during some of the mid cards, but I ended up catching all the highlights and everything too for everything. Going into the next match, this triple threat featuring Bron Breakker, who I really like. Bron Breakker, dude. I don't care if he's heel. I don't care if he's babyface. I don't care. He's just really dope to look at, dude. Like, this dude looks like a fucking superhero, man. Like, he's got the swagger and energy of one too. So he's been backing it up. I haven't minded that they've been pushing him, but that he got his championship, and that he got his championship again from defeating Jey Uso, which is another crowd favorite. But I also feel like they didn't know what to do with him after he got that championship, kind of like a LA Knight. But Bron Breakker was taking on Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, who's trying to kind of move away from Gunther a little bit. I think it was even said in one of the episodes of Raw or SmackDown where Gunther's like, man, you got to stop talking for me. You got to go do your own thing. And so we're seeing that. And I think he's hella talented. I thought this was a brutal match, man. When I think of for me, this is my first Survivor Series watching the WWE. I think I expect the matches to be exhausting, to be physical, to be demanding mentally and physical. And I think that's what we got for the most part from all of these matches on the card this year. And this, man, dude, whenever I see Sheamus get into the ring, dude, I just know he's going to put everything he's got out there. And dude, to see his body after the beating he was taking the other night, he posted this image of his back. I was like, whoa. I showed Bayley. I was like, look at this. And you can even kind of see it here. But you can see how sweaty. Ooh, dude, it's just like, wow, this guy's putting everything out there. And look, I thought Ludwig did really good. I thought he was actually pretty impressive when it's all said and done. Kind of putting him out there on his own. I think that he did enough to warrant further chances like that being taken on him. And Bron Breakker keeping his whole, his title makes sense. I mean, dude, he's just so good. I don't think we got too much of a chance of him chasing, because when he was chasing for the Intercontinental Championship, he was kind of like the Bronson Reed, where he was just taking people out. He was just kind of like this Hulk, all aggressive energy. Didn't really have, but now he's got a personality. They've done well with him. So we'll see what happens after this. But I thought that was a good match too, man. His spears are just out of this world. Moving into the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther and Damian Priest. Dude, I've grown to like Damian Priest a lot, you know, and I think that him, Rhea, all the bloodline, not the bloodline, Judgment Day people, or from what was known as the Judgment Day, ever since everything split, you know, you saw Damian and Rhea sticking them together. Dude, I've been really interested in seeing Dominic not being around Liv at all. Like, they've like kind of stepped away from that a little bit. You don't see that being so much to the narrative. At least that's my opinion. You guys tell me what your take is. But I don't know, seeing Damian out there just wanting to like stand on his own again without all this other Judgment Day shit, which, you know, bleeds into this match regardless, because you have Finn Balor coming out. Man, Gunther is just such a fierce wrestler, dude. Like, he just, everything he does, it's like he wants to break you in a way where it's like you give up, that you tap out. Like, he's always doing chokeholds and submissions and stuff like that. And with his size and demeanor, it just seems like it comes off so scary. But at the same time, man, they were pushing this whole thing. Like, as you can even see here, Damian's shoulder seemed like that was the thing. I'm sure it wasn't really a thing, but man, he played it. Like, this match, just like I said, these matches were brutal. They felt heavy, and the hits that everybody was taking, everything felt like there was a cost, whether it was the person dealing it or whoever it was getting dealt to. It felt like, you know, man, this is taking a lot out of everybody. I hate to see Damian lose. I see what they're doing again with having Finn come out there. But at the same time, Gunther is just so good. He's so good as a champion, though, too. Like, some people are the boss and everyone else is just a challenger, you know? And Gunther just, if you're making a video game, Gunther fits that, you know, you got to beat all these people to get to this guy. I don't know what we'll do with him now. It was like this whole thing with his confidence, but I think like now it seems like he's good. I don't know who he's going to go up against now, but I'll be interested. Damian held his own, though. Damian held his own. And I think this is it. Yeah. The main event, you can even see Paul Heyman back there. Look, man, I'm sure this pays off for a lot of other people who have been watching and been a fan of the WWE for much longer than a year. I mean, the Bloodline storyline and how that's been playing out over the last couple of years. Some of these, wrestlers, whether it's CM Punk or Sami Zayn and the Usos, like, to see all this stuff come back and to see what Solo's been able to do with this whole new Bloodline story, and Roman coming back, and man, he's been so busy. Like, he took that time off after WrestleMania, and then once he got back, he didn't stop. And I think they've done a really good job. My only disappointment with this match was that it definitely, how do I explain this? Like, I want to know what the end game really is, because you keep having these guys fight, but when is the fight to end all fights? Like, when is it like, okay, we're done with this. Like, this is the tribal chief and everybody else just go do something different. I also feel like, where are we with Sami and Jay? Because they had done so well to separate themselves from the Bloodline story to really, do their own thing. And does this mean that CM Punk is like wrapped up into everything? Because this whole, him being the fifth guy came from supposedly Paul Heyman, is going to owe him a favor. And they even teased it at the end of the match. I don't know what we're going to get with that. I think that's interesting. But it's one of those little Easter eggs, or not even Easter eggs, just one of those things that they can plant and be like, if we use it, cool. If we don't, cool. I want to see something come from it, but I don't know what that could be. So you tell me in the comments, because I know that CM Punk was a Paul Heyman guy there for a minute, and he goes on to say, like, when they had that SmackDown video, it was Roman and CM Punk, and CM Punk was like, dude, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for him. All right, let's get this straight. I also want to see what they're going to do with Roman. You know, like here he's like nostalgia. He's like, oh, dude, this is just how it used to be. I got my wise man. I got, Jay and Jimmy and Sami, I got the bloodline. But like, obviously, I feel like they're like, dude, yeah, we helped you with WarGames and all that good stuff, man. And hey, man, it was nice and we won. But like, I got my own stuff I got to get back to, So where does this all go? Like, I'm excited. I'm recording this on Monday. I don't know how many answers I'll get tonight. And I'm more likely this will hopefully be posted before tonight's Monday Night Raw. I don't know. But we'll see. Either way, it will be interesting to see the consequences of this match, and also the rewards of this match. I was really curious after WrestleMania, like, what are they going to do with the bloodline? And when Solo came out, and he's been killing it, dude. All weekend I kept my phone out with Solo's theme song going, I'm taking it all. I just got that stuck in my head, and it just all repeat looping. I'm like, damn, I just dun got hyped, and yeah. And look, Jacob Fatu, man, holy shit, that guy is so good. Tama, Tonga, and Tonga Loa. You got to start somewhere. It feels like, I know that they have history and experience in wrestling. I think they're good. I think that just like, it's like the Judgment Day and all these other factions and groups. It's like you can only get so much out of it, and then you want to break everything back up, and then you put other groups together. The bloodline, I wonder I don't know what those guys do without it right now, but they're doing their thing. I think Bronson Reed was a dope addition. I mean, really, when you look at the CM Punk and Bronson Reed addition to this fight, I thought it was great. I mean, with Roman in them, they could have easily been pushing for Seth or Cody, but I do not ever think we will get a Seth. And I think that would be fun to see Roman and Seth now. Like, hey, bro, why didn't you want to fucking help me? Oh, you don't remember? But I feel like they're trying to keep Roman aimed northwest, southeast, whatever, like try to keep him going towards babyface, so I feel like you can't, who you start shit with next is also important. But Bronson Reed, man, whew, bro, the moment from this PLE that I'm going to remember, that I remember jumping out of my seat going, what, was when Roman was on that table and Bronson Reed climbed up and got on the very top of the cage. And he was going to do a tsunami off of the top of the cage onto Roman Reigns into the table, probably finishing that dude. He jumps, and at the very last second, CM Punk reaches out, grabs and pulls him off the table, and just like a fucking action movie, Bronson Reed's body, like a meteor, crashes into that table. Wood starts flying everywhere, and you see CM Punk and Roman like dive and dodge away, like it's straight out of it. Like the timing could not have been any better. And there were moments like that, man. I mean, I didn't know what the vibe was with CM Punk and Roman. And as everyone's taking turns coming out of the cages, and seeing, the decision about what order they go in and who's calling the shots, it was really cool. Like, I'm not giving a lot of love right now to Sami. I think Sami Zayn's one of the best in the WWE. He's so fun. He's so cool. And it's fun to see how he can just like, him and Jay and all of them just kind of get right back into this mold, and then probably just go back to what they were doing, if not something completely different. Which I hope for Jimmy. I hope Jimmy can get some of his own identity as much as Jay has outside of the bloodline, but we'll see. I kind of have a feeling that he'll just kind of stick around Roman for a while. We'll see. I like to see Sami go do his own thing. I like to see Jay go do his own thing, but I almost feel like he's going to get tethered to Jimmy in some way. Like, now that they're cool, like, it's hard for, like, because I think that was the motivation, was Jay, like, saying, to hell with you guys, and he went to do his own thing. But how can you just go and do your own thing? We'll see. And I love having Paul Heyman back. God, he's so good. He had so much to this. So, overall, dude, I thought it was a good fight. All the matches I thought were pretty good. Some were better than others. That's going to happen. That's usually how it goes, right? Wasn't perfect. Wasn't my favorite PLE of the year. And I think I might do a video / podcast on that. What ranking some of my top 3 or top 5 PLEs of the year. Cause like I said, I have watched all of them up to this point. Whether it was Backlash or Clash at the Castle, WrestleMania is even in that discussion. So maybe that's something I'll do this month in December. Try to get that out before the new year. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion. Just kind of general thoughts on everything. I just wanted to put something out for this WWE Survivor Series War Games from Vancouver. And you guys let me know what you guys think of the direction of all these characters and wrestlers right now, and where things are going. We have, I think, Saturday night main event, something on NBC here, like I think on the 14th or something, but no more PLEs until February 1st. So lots about to happen, and we'll end with this, but remember, Raw is going to Netflix in January. So this is the last month of that. And so many changes are probably going to come with that, whether it's when it's airing, whether they're going to keep a Monday, which I feel like as much as I love a Monday Night Raw, Monday night, they got Monday Night Football, they got championship games, they got a lot of stuff that they compete with, but you're also on Netflix now, so we'll see. John Cena's return. We're about to really start pushing for WrestleMania. Like, we will have things that come before that. I think it's Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, but you're going to start seeing, like, all right, now we're going to start painting the bigger picture, right? So for what that's worth and knowing what's up ahead, this PLE was really nice. It's like just good wrestling, some good stories that we can all just like, it's almost like a fantasy football team up here, right? And you're like, who did you draft? And you're like, oh, I want to see CM Punk in the Bloodline. That's what this all looks like. So it's just all good fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And look forward to more videos and podcasts from wndrsoul here in the near future. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching or listening. I'll talk to you guys later.